This one's the Big Z, and this one around this way is a diesel. So it has two tanks. It's got a tank on this side and a tank on that side. So you got to fill it at two separate parts. There's two separate tanks. There's a valve to decide which tank you're going to run off of, and that's where this valve is hidden underneath here. So you can pick left or right side tanks to run off of, and it's just right underneath that cover. So back over here again, if you look right down here, there's a lever. See if you can show that lever. That lever unlocks the engine cover and the seat. You move that out of the way and raise the engine cover. And then you can check the oil here. You need to check the oil every day. And this is the dipstick for that. You pull it out, clean it, put it back in, and make sure it's between those two lines. Those two lines. Make sure that's good. You check the antifreeze. There's this antifreeze bottle here. It's actually right on the low. We're going to add just a little bit to it, but the antifreeze should be between these two lines. Once you've checked that, you close this. Oh, let me back up. One more thing. On this one, it has a screen for the radiator. So there's a screen that you need to take out occasionally and clean out all the dust and leaves and grass clippings that get stuck in there. So just be aware that it has that, and if it starts to get hot on you, that's what you need to do. Cover that. On this one, when you start it, you have to have your foot on the brake. This is where it gets really tricky on this one. Up here a little bit. You have to have the throttle up fairly high. And this lever here engages the blade, but if you push it back too hard, it'll jam. And I haven't been able to figure out a good way to keep it from jamming. So don't push it back all the way. Just kind of hold it up. Use your left hand to reach across and turn it. If you turn it to the glow plugs, it's just part way. This light doesn't come on. It used to come on. Just hold it there for about 10 seconds and then turn it all the way to the crank. And then with your other hand, slowly push back. So what I had to do there was turn all the way to crank and then slowly push back until it actually starts to crank over and start. And then once it's running, you'll go all the way to full throttle and turn on your blades to start cutting. One more thing on this one is you have these two pedals here. One pedal raises the deck, the mower deck, and one pedal lowers it. You'll use this knob to set the height. So you'll raise the deck all the way up, set it to 3 if it's not, and then let it back down so it'll actually cut at that height. Keep an eye on the temperature gauge on this one, because it has a tendency to get warm, and most of the time it's that screen that's plugged up. And I believe that covers just about everything you really need to know on this one.